The dinner that ended everything. Hey there, my friend. Thanks for stopping by the channel. If this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe and share this video with your friends and family. It helps more than you know. Drop your city or country in the comments. I read every single one. Now let's get into this story. Elena Foster stepped into the Laurel room, her nerves frayed and her heart pounding. She still couldn't stop her hands from shaking. Just half an hour ago, a reckless driver had shot out from a parking garage, nearly sideswiping her car. She swerved to avoid impact, slamming against a metal post. The result? A deep, ugly gash running down the side of her car. She'd pulled over, sitting motionless behind the wheel as adrenaline coursed through her. Her breath had come in short, shallow bursts. Part of her wanted to turn around and hide at home, bury herself under blankets and forget this day. But something pushed her forward. This dinner couldn't be avoided. The valet barely masked his pity when he saw the damage, but Elena didn't acknowledge it. She entered the restaurant, her coat damp and her heart heavy. The hostess greeted her warmly. "Are you Elena Foster?" Hearing her full name startled her. It had been a long time since anyone said it aloud like that. Nathan always used full names for reservations. He said it sounded more elegant. The memory tugged a faint, bittersweet smile from her lips. She was led to a table by the window. A glass of wine was already waiting. Nathan's touch, no doubt. He always handled little details like that on important nights. Elena slipped off her coat, combed her fingers through wind-blown hair and sat. Her lipstick was smudged, her hands wouldn't stop trembling, and her carefully chosen outfit felt all wrong now. She looked around the softly lit room, filled with murmurs of conversation and the clink of cutlery. She felt like an intruder from another world. She closed her eyes, but her thoughts drifted back, uninvited, to the beginning. Fresh out of grad school, Elena had been driven and bright-eyed, eager to climb the ranks at the accounting firm where she just started. Nathan was already an established client. Polished, confident but approachable. He listened to her, never condescending. Meetings turned into coffees. Coffees turned into late dinners. And somewhere along the way, friendship blurred into something deeper. Nathan was calm, steady, and dependable. He believed in her. He cheered her successes, waited for her after stressful presentations, and made her feel truly seen. When he proposed, it wasn't flashy, but it was heartfelt. She'd said yes without hesitation. They married simply, surrounded by family and friends who seemed genuinely happy for them. The early years were blissful. Quiet mornings, shared chores, whispered laughter, and plans for a bright future. Home, travel, maybe kids. Their life had felt like a soft, steady flame. Now, seated at that table, Elena kept checking the time, her pulse spiking every minute past 8. Nathan hadn't spoken to her in weeks. No calls, no texts. He'd vanished after everything fell apart. She hadn't expected him to reply when she suggested dinner. But he had. "I'll be there. 8 p.m. That was all his message said. She didn't even know what she wanted from this night. Closure? Forgiveness? Final goodbye? The server approached. She declined to order, instead tracing her fingers along the rim of her wine glass. Her wedding ring felt heavy on her finger, a ring she only wore in secret now. She watched the door, waiting. Or perhaps bracing for the moment she'd realize he wouldn't come. The unraveling hadn't been sudden. It came slowly, like frost creeping over a windowpane. She had ignored the signs at first, writing them off as normal married life. Nathan was still kind, still thoughtful. He brought her tea without asking, remembered how she liked her omelets. But the excitement had faded. The spark was gone, replaced by a gentle routine that no longer stirred her heart. And then he arrived. Logan Cross. A bold, magnetic client leading a major investment project, with Nathan as one of the top stakeholders. He was everything Nathan wasn't. Reckless, charming, unpredictable. From their first meeting, Logan's gaze lingered too long. His compliments were subtle but intentional. Conversations stretched past business. He asked about her dreams, her regrets, her needs. Elena had told herself it was harmless. But soon she found herself looking forward to their meetings. She lingered too long at work. Smiled at his texts longer than she should have. Every time she said it would stop, but it didn't. The affair ignited during a conference. A kiss stolen in the parking garage. Coffee dates turned into hotel keys exchanged. They made excuses, sneaking around as if the world wouldn't catch up. Logan wasn't content to stay hidden. He pushed for more. Gifts, late-night calls, plans for a future that terrified her. One gift, a silver necklace with a sapphire pendant, came with a handwritten note. "You deserve more than what you're settling for." That note echoed in her mind, twisting everything. Logan wanted her to leave Nathan. He was done waiting. On their anniversary, Elena's guilt was unbearable. She skipped breakfast, ignored calls, and sat staring at the necklace in her drawer. She resolved to end it that night, before dinner with Nathan. Logan had asked to meet at the office before the evening's event. Nathan, she believed, would skip it to head to the restaurant early. When she arrived, Logan was already waiting, smug as ever, holding another gift. "We need to talk. Privately," she said firmly. Inside a meeting room, Elena finally said it. It was over. She couldn't keep betraying Nathan. She couldn't live with herself anymore. But Logan didn't accept it. He accused her of lying to herself, insisting he was the only thing that ever made her feel alive. When she backed away, he grabbed her and kissed her. Forceful, desperate. That was when the door swung open. Nathan stood in the doorway, holding a bouquet of roses. His face went blank. His hand slackened, the flowers falling to the floor. Silence pressed like a vice. Nathan's voice broke through. Cold, controlled rage. "Now it all makes sense," he said, eyes locked on her. Elena tried to explain, choking on sobs. Logan, smug and heartless, laughed and said, "She was never yours to begin with. She's mine now." The words landed like knives. Nathan didn't say another word. He turned and walked away, slamming the door behind him. Elena broke down, collapsing in tears. Logan still followed her, demanding she come with him. She spun around and screamed at him. Called him selfish, manipulative, a mistake. Told him to get out of her life forever. For once, Logan's smirk vanished. He left without another word. That night, Elena stayed with a friend. She called Nathan repeatedly, but he never answered. The next morning, Nathan calmly filed for divorce. No hesitation, no chance for discussion. He also called every investor connected to Logan's project, explaining everything. His reputation spoke louder than any rumors. Within hours, Logan's career crumbled. Investors dropped him. His projects dissolved. By noon, Logan had nothing left. Elena lost everything too. Fired from her job. Abandoned by her husband. Alone. Her house was emptied. Nathan had taken everything he needed, including his love. She reached out to him one final time, begging for a chance to talk. After days of silence, he finally agreed. And so here she was again at the same restaurant at the same table. The clock struck 8. Nathan walked in, calm, composed, distant. Elena could barely speak through the lump in her throat. "Thank you for coming," she whispered. He said nothing. She poured everything out, her regret, her guilt, her sorrow. She confessed every moment of weakness, every lie, every wound she'd caused. Her tears were unstoppable. Her voice broke over every word. Finally, she looked at him through her tears and asked, "Can you ever forgive me?" Nathan didn't flinch. He stood up slowly. And without a word, he turned and walked away, leaving her there alone. Exactly where she had left him. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop your thoughts below, I read them all.